This is actually a pretty funny story. We went to the drive-ins, we watched Ready Player One, which I'm going to review right now, and then after Ready Player One, we are ready to go home until A Quiet Place is showing in the other theater, and my dad's thinking, let's watch A Quiet Place. And you should see the look of my mom and my sister's face. They're not scared, but I just don't want to watch it. I want to go home and me and my dad enjoying ourselves. We feel like bad guys right now. But you know what? We watched Ready Player One. Let's review it.
Like many of you, I only came here to escape. But I found something much bigger than just myself. Are you willing to fight? Help us save the Oasis.
Ready Player One is directed by a little indie director named Steven Spielberg, for heaven's sake. And it's based on the best-selling book that I actually haven't read, but I heard one of my friends read it. He said it's a really fantastic novel. And this movie is basically about this guy named Wade. He is now in the future, in 2045. Of course, the future is gone through shit until this guy, played by Mark Rylance, created this virtual reality world called the Oasis, which is like this video game and also a place where people can experience their own imaginations in, until before Mark Rylance died, he left the Oasis players a little challenge that they had to find 3 keys leading to an Easter egg. If they found the Easter egg, they would control the Oasis itself, and that is basically Wade's mission, to find that Easter egg. Now, I was really freaking excited for this movie, honestly. When I saw the first Comic-Con trailer, I was like, I haven't read the book, I heard nothing about this film, and when I saw the Iron Giant and the DeLorean on screen, I'm like, this movie looks so freaking original. This movie looks freaking awesome. And the second trailer is probably the best trailer I've seen all year, with the Quiet Place trailer. My god, that trailer was amazing. I was like, saying, I wish this movie is out right now. I just wanted to see this movie, and finally, the movie is out. I was really freaking excited for the movie, until I found it got some very underrated ratings. It's got 70 on Rotten Tomatoes, and like 7 out of 10 on IMDb, and I watched the movie, walked out of it, actually drove out of it, because we went to the drive-ins. I drove out of this movie, and my freaking god, Ready Player One really surprised me. This movie definitely was a movie you have to see. This movie was freaking amazing. I just have nothing to say about Ready Player One being probably one of the most original and also the greatest experience I have in the movie theaters. And I think this is probably the most underrated movie of the year now. Let's talk about some positives of the film. Of course, let's talk about the world of the Oasis in this film. I'm glad that the biggest positive of this film is that they showed more of the Oasis in the real world. Because usually in those like transports to different worlds, they kind of focus more on the real world than the fake world. And it does really annoy me at times. But no, this movie definitely focuses more on the Oasis. And I actually like that. Some people are like, we don't get much of real world development. I never cared about the real world development. And that's one of the flaws of the movie. But the Oasis, the world in the Oasis looks fantastic, and the CGI, the motion capture work is fantastic, and there's a lot of Easter eggs in this film and references in this film that I was pointing out every scene by scene to see if I can find one. I was like, oh, this is DeLorean, oh, this is the Iron Giant, look, King Kong, look, the T-Rex from Jurassic Park. I was literally enjoying myself throughout that world, and it makes me want to go to the Oasis. I really want to go to the Oasis and experience that world. I just wish Ready Player One is a real movie, like, honestly. And most of the cast did a pretty good job. Like, Taj Shred did in the film as Wade. I actually think he was really good in the film. I actually think it's probably his better performances I've seen. I wasn't a fan of this actor at all. I didn't like him as Cyclops in X-Men Apocalypse. But in this movie, he was really great in this film. I actually really enjoyed his performance as well. I even like Olivia Cooke in the film, and I know a lot of people are like, she's kind of mixed baggage, but I actually think she's pretty badass in the film. There's a lot of parts in the film that she does things, and she's pretty cool in the film. But the one that stole the show for me is Ben Mendelsohn. I hope I say it right. The guy from Rogue One, A Star Wars Story. He was great as a villain of the movie. He actually did shine during this film. I really like this actor. I think he can play a really great villain. He played great in Rogue One, A Star Wars Story. In this movie, he played a pretty interesting villain, and I actually really enjoyed his character. Guys, mostly the action and all that stuff, it's just a lot of fun. My favorite scene in the entire movie is all the races that way it's going for. And that's like at the first half of the movie. And I did have a lot of fun with those scenes because they're just awesome to see, because you get to point out every different Easter egg and references of different cars. It's just so awesome. But I think the final battle is the best part of the film. It's just amazing. I don't want to spoil it to you guys. I just really want to. But guys, Ready Player One has a bit of flaws. And I would say with the final act, they did kind of drag along a little bit. It's not something that I would say like, oh, it's shit, man, this movie's so bad. It's still good, the final act. I really enjoyed the final act a lot. But they did drag on with the final act a little bit. And as I said before, when we see the real world, we don't get to see much of that in the film. And it does really kind of mess up a little bit. And yeah, we don't get along with the real characters that well. We get along with the avatars more than the real characters. Like, there are some characters I'm like, they're kind of forgettable in my taste. But guys, overall, Ready Player One, I have nothing to say about it, but I'm going to say this movie is freaking awesome. I don't know if this is the best of the year, though, because I know there's going to be more movies to come, but so far, I would say this is probably the most fun that I had in the theater since Avatar, honestly. I'm going to give Ready Player One an A. So guys, my next review is going to be The Avengers. I'm going to review that movie right now. So guys, have you guys seen Ready Player One? What do you think of that movie? Comment below, let me know what you think. Make sure to subscribe to my channel, and have a nice day.